Before we jump into this video, I do want to say that this whole beef could be completely fabricated, but for the sake of conversation, let's just pretend that it's not. Let's take it at exactly face value. Sneako's going on live stream talking about Tristan Tate. Andrew Tate goes on a podcast, PBD Podcast, and talks about the situation and essentially throws Sneako under the bus. And of course, Sneako had a lot to say about this situation, so we're going to look at what Sneako had to say first.
Hey Tristan, what's up with this? Oh my god, oh look, he grabbed the phone. You look like you're having a jolly good old time here, Tristan Tate. I'm a man of my word. No, you're not. What the fuck is this? Oh man, oh, why are you pointing up? Are you pointing to turn off the Bluetooth? What is this about? Oh, whoa, it looks like you're kind of mouthing the song here, Tristan. What's going, what? Hey, wait. Someone zoom in. Is this somebody who's just offended and just, it looks like you repeated the lyrics right there, Tristan. Fuck is you talking about? What is this? No, it couldn't be. Are you enjoying the song with Nick Fuentes? Are you moving your hand in sync with the beat? No, he's just waving at somebody. Chad, he's just playing Fruit Ninja.
And I completely agree with Sneako in this situation. I mean, Tristan is fully involved in this, right? He's bobbing his head, he's moving his hand. He is 100% involved. So to claim that he had no knowledge or any participation in this is definitely absurd. But here is what Andrew Tate was saying.
Involved something like this. Yeah. So guilty by association, it's the first thing they're going to say. You hung out with these guys. When I watched the video, Andrew, with you and them, Tristan looks extremely uncomfortable. Yeah. Okay? And the way you were smiling, because I saw a lot of, everyone's texting me. You know, you and I communicate, we have conversations together. You looked extremely uncomfortable as well. You're smiling, but you're not, you know already what's going to happen. It was almost a look where I said, Tate knows what's about to happen next.
Yeah, the shock value really isn't worth it to me. I mean, I've said some shocking things, and people will believe my brand is built on shock value, but I think they're at least shocking opinions. I like to think that I'm sitting there saying, this is my opinion, you may find it shocking, but this is what I truly believe. These are my worldviews, and perhaps there's a lot of people who agree with me, disagree with me, but to just shock and offend purely for the purpose of shocking and offending, I think that that's something that has plagued the internet for a while, but it's getting worse and worse.
See, and that's something I fully disagree with. In my last video, I did say that Andrew Tate did look uncomfortable, right? He was smiling awkwardly, etc. You heard it there as well. But Tristan Tate was not in any way in any kind of discomfort, right? He was fully vibing along to the whole situation. So it's kind of disingenuous to be like, yeah, it was very clear that both of you. No, Andrew was definitely uncomfortable. And I think the reason that is because he finally got a third person view of what his behavior looks like on somebody else, right? Because Andrew Tate also used this song. This isn't the first run-in with this song. Right, so he's smoking his cigar, gets in the car, whatever the song plays, he drives off. Right, so this isn't his first run-in. However, I think with him sitting on the couch and just looking at what he looks like, but from another perspective, was a bit of a wake-up call. Do I think he was uncomfortable? 100%. Do I think he is completely absolved of all of his crimes? Maybe in this situation, sure. Regardless of all of that, this is the company that they chose to keep. Whether it was only for a short period of time or not, they can see Sneako's content, they can see Clavicular's content, they can see the types of people that they are, and they should have been self-aware enough to know that this would lead to something more. You know, these kids want clicks. That's what it is. They're going to do stuff that's going to put everybody else and themselves in a position to get more views. That's where the money comes from.
What did I do here? If the Jewish community want to come to me and say, Andrew, we're going to drive you out of Miami or put a bullet in your head, I'll say, well, then do it, because I just sat in a car. I'm really not going to sit here and beg sorry for sitting in a car. I sat in a car. And perhaps, yes, I should be more careful with the company I keep, correct. I'd never met half of these people ever before. They're some of the most famous people in the world. If you go and meet some of the most well-known people on the planet, and one of them sniffs coke, is it your fault? Are you going to sit and say, I met an actor, he's really famous, he's one of the biggest guys in the world, and he got photographed sniffing coke, and because you're relevant, they say, Patrick Bet-David caught up in drug scandal. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Grab men by their throat when they grab a phone to put on a Bluetooth? Like, I totally understand some people are offended by it. I get it. And perhaps, maybe, I'm just numb. Perhaps I've been through so much shit in my life that my brain's just numb. Perhaps. But if you were to put on a song, any song, saying, I hate half-black loudmouths, I wouldn't give a fuck.
I'd put you on the cover.
But that's the truth. So I'm sorry to anybody who is offended. I'm sorry to anybody who's offended. If I had played the song myself and danced around to it, sure. I was in a car.
Can I?
That's my answer.
Can I, dude? I don't want an apology. Nobody. I don't even.
I don't think this is a no.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a pot.
In this situation, it's not him on the phone putting on the song. It's not him in the club requesting the song, right? But when you're hanging around these people, that's who you are. You are part of it, right? He can get up and leave at any point. He's a grown man. He's fully capable. He didn't have to be at the party. He didn't have to be at the nightclub. He didn't have to be hanging around literally kids, right? Like you're nearly 40, man. What are you doing hanging out with these children, right? I get it. There's views, there's clicks. You want to stay relevant because there's more money in it for you, etc. Or you want to build these things around social media like you have been for years. But not only are you already a controversial and genuinely bad person, but to go and throw Sneako under the bus like it wasn't a group effort in this whole situation, right? And you were part of that group. This is Clavicular's fault. This is Sneako's fault. This is Tristan Tate's fault. This is Myron's fault. This is all of your guys' fault. You guys are all in this situation together, right? And to go on the podcast and then just throw Sneako straight under the bus, like at least Sneako had the balls to double down and be like, yeah, I don't care at all. I'm going to keep doing whatever I want. You were involved. You consented to be there. And then after the fact, you were like, oh no, I don't have anything to do with this, etc. Right? Like Tristan Tate is probably pulling one of the biggest bitch moves when the consequences are knocking at the door. But then for Andrew Tate, of course, I mean, they're brothers. He's going to go out there and defend the whole situation, right? But you guys look ridiculous. There's very clear video evidence of the whole situation. And Tristan Tate even tweeted out earlier, he's replying to John Mappin, who posted a whole thing about the situation. But Tristan Tate tweets, we would go so far to say that such a person is deliberately acting to create further legal issues for the Tate brothers, or the person that played it is just incredibly stupid. This is true. And then he tags John Mappin. I will be watching these clips back in a British courtroom one day where people get years of time for speech violations. And it's absolutely true. I mean, in those courts, if you say certain things in Britain, then there's a chance that you go to jail, right? It's just the nature of their country, etc. So he might end up having to watch these back in a courtroom. But do I think they deliberately intended to put the Tate brothers in legal trouble? No, I don't think so. I think the Tate brothers chose to be there. I think that they chose to play the song with the group, right? It was a group effort. And then Tristan Tate very clearly vibing along to the whole situation, right? This is not an instance where it's like, oh, I had nothing to do with any of this. I'm not involved in any capacity. I was just there. No, you being just there is just as guilty as putting the song on your phone specifically. No, you can't take the Bluetooth from them. No, you can't do this, but you don't have to be in those situations. There was nobody holding you hostage. These kids are not keeping you from just getting up and going. And these kids are not forcing you to dance around and bob your head and put your hands up and talk crazy. You know, this whole situation is terrible, right? And like I said in my last video, I think that these guys need to stop jerking each other off, and it might just end up being, you know, fake beef for more views. But either way, if this is a genuine situation where these people are going back and forth with each other, I think they're all equally guilty.